2 o'clock and nobody in here. Bulbs, good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Where's Wheeler? Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer here with the Thursday Crazy Picker Life afternoon edition. Well, we went running this morning and it was hot, and I got out late and it was hot, and the day had come. So momentum is hard to get, and it's a lot easier to keep, but when you're trying to get momentum, boy, you gotta have some cylinders going, and there can be frustrations along the way, whether they're you or situations or other people or whatever. You can't let it get you. So I am certainly not going to let anything get me down. I know Wheeler will have a rebound. I have an idea what happened, but the biggest thing that gets me is, why are you in your office for 12 hours? And that's what comes out. Just step away. Just admit I'm having a off day and go fishing or whatever. Just don't stand there and look at the screen. Oh my gosh, get out of there, boy. Okay, so I had 41 listings yesterday, $694. The dollar figure doesn't always follow my listings with the stuff that I'm listing right now. I am the bottom of the barrel. Scoop that stuff up and get it out. It is mostly profit, and the reason it's profit is because if I was listing the stuff I normally list, like models and things like, you know, promo cars and planes and cool vintage cars and you know, serpent models and toys and beer stuff and puffer fish and old Milwaukee signs and all that kind of stuff. Oh, here's another sign up here that you probably didn't see, the Cook sign, Cook's beer. I don't know, there's more stuff around. When I'm not finding all that stuff, and I like to get the $50 to $100 items, I've really settled on that. I haven't been looking for those as much lately, other than just locally. I could be out there buying that. The problem right now is our new camera focus has been buying this big lot of stuff and giving the good stuff to Wheeler and helping him make a living, a good living, and continuing to give him some experience in all the medium to high-end stuff. And then if I went out and did what I used to do, the other stuff would sit, and I'd have to get a storage unit upon storage unit upon storage unit, and all that C-grade stuff would sit. It's good money, and for me, you know, listing $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 a day of that stuff, that is just, you know, that is $1 to 100. Especially if it's just gonna sit, it's worth nothing to me. If I sell it, it's cash in hand. So the way we used to do it is every camera thing, or most camera things, would go through Wheeler's office, and he would treat the $5 item just like the $500 item. If you want to make it happen, you got to focus on the high-end stuff. We got to get enough of that going. And then I think I am better at letting go of the low-end stuff and grouping it and triaging it and throwing it away. I do not fall in love with it. It goes. Now the other side of it, we have almost 3,000 items listed camera-wise, and I know for a fact 1,000 of them down there need to be lotted up and or need to go. So when I get done with all the stuff I can find that I'm comfortable listing and that Wheeler will let me list, I'm going to have to start going through the shelves and lotting up the slow movers and the things that should not be listed individually, etc., etc., etc. So somebody with the snipper needs to do the haircut, and I'm the guy. So anyway, I got a handle on all this stuff. When Wheeler lists 107 items, I'm like, woo! When Wheeler lists 4 items, I'm like, woo! Now in the back of my head, I know the truth behind both and how it all works, and so I've got a little more of an understanding of it. Some of it I just go, oh my gosh. Okay, similar day as usual. I think we've got a good order day. I'll probably show you the orders going out. I did sell this big copy thing here that I'm gonna have to wrestle with later. I think I'm gonna have to wait to ship till tomorrow. I've got to get Kate some things to picture. I did sell this big CopyMate stand that I took apart, and I'm probably gonna have to ship in 2 boxes UPS. $100 plus 50 shipping. Somebody wanted that. So that's a good sale. That came from a pretty good size photography lot with a lot of darkroom stuff. We paid like $375 or $350, and that's a tripler or more. Some of the stuff from that unit is still sitting because it's not as good as other stuff we could have Wheeler listing. There's some lenses and some things like that. I listed a lot of the darkroom stuff, and I think we're getting pretty close to making our money back, and I've still got 15-20 items, good items listed from that, and there's still some cameras and stuff. So that was a good lot, and it's working out just fine. All right, so let's take a peek downstairs, and then I got to get some packing, and I got to get off to the post office. Okay, overall scheme down here, obviously there's going to be a lot of switch over for today. Get rid of that, shelve that, freeze that, shelve that, sort that, and then going out, there's banana peelers this morning. There's a couple more camera orders. We got a Rolly Cord flea flicker for 40 bucks, a lens 140. Another Rolly Cord flea flicker of type thing, 15 bucks. A model for $25-ish, $23. A belt buckle for 20. Robbie the Banker, my low end one, 20 bucks. Lots of camera stuff. We got that funny looking flash holder thing, 11 bucks. A Canon accessory for 10 bucks plus shipping. We do shipping on all my camera stuff. We don't do it on the main channel. 3 miscellaneous cameras, 11 bucks plus shipping. So, and then I got that camera stand for 100 plus whatever to deal with when dealer is ready to deal with it. Okay, 2 heavy totes, 2 full totes anyway. 19 orders going out, yeah. All right, heading to the post office, running a little bit late, 3:07. Hope they can get those out today, mister. Where else we going? I don't know. Nobody knows anything. Wish I knew everything. Actually, I don't. If you knew everything, what the heck would you do? You wouldn't have to Google anymore. You wouldn't have to read a book. You wouldn't have to talk to anybody. I don't know what you would do if you knew everything. Good thing I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I was asking questions yesterday about some storage auction channels on YouTube, and got some good feedback on that. Got some lessons about buying and selling storage auctions and information, so I appreciate all that. I looked back, and we actually bought a couple storage auctions, must be 6 years ago, maybe even 7, before we had this van, because we filled up my wife's minivan so full. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was to the ceiling, stuffed. And we had taken a load to the dump. We were 300 miles away. So anyway, I don't know if I will get into storage auctions or not. I like to have a strategy. I've got lots of people to help, and I'm trying to come up with as many fishing ponds for buying stuff as possible. You know, I like the idea of buying houses and flipping them. I like the idea of buying cars and flipping them, RVs, boats, you name it. I like all those ideas, but obviously there's a learning curve and there's pros and cons, and you got to do it right if you want to be at the top. And I like to be at the top of our game. So I think really what I need to do is do some picking soon for the stuff I like to pick. I think that's what's coming out. Now I am going to watch those videos that people recommended on YouTube and have some fun with that. Well, it sure is good to have some help when we're in a hurry, Samuel. I appreciate that. So are these mosquitoes this year bugging you? No, they don't bug you. They bug your sister. Some of us don't get bit as much. Some of us seem to be ripe. These mosquitoes like them. I don't know. We got a pretty slim mosquito population out here in the summer typically. It's these little teeny mosquitoes that can hardly bite you. But this year, I don't know what changed. We got these big, plump, meaty, Wisconsin-like mosquitoes. And of course, they've got the super spraying in effect here, which I'm not a big I'm not into that. I'm not into spraying chemicals or even things that are supposedly safe chemicals. I'm not even in you know, I don't like putting chemicals on my body. There's natural ways to do all that stuff, whether you're trying to de-smell yourself or moisturize yourself or debug yourself or keep the bugs off. There's better ways and there's worse ways, right? Anyway, that's a whole nother subject that I'll get a lot of heat on. So we have this picnic tonight. Lon's work has an annual picnic that she's in charge of, and we're gonna go out and have a picnic tonight, so that ought to be fun. And the bugs probably won't be a problem because we've got a 20-mile-an-hour plus wind from the south, which means hot, and it's already hot, so it's kind of like hot plus hot wind. That ought to keep the bugs off. We'll try to have fun anyway. I look forward to the food. Looks like I wrote some notes on my scale. There's plenty of room in this business if you work hard and smart. Seems kind of funky. Okay, first step done. Back in the office. Cleared the deck. Frozen lenses. Drying out. Everything else is shelved and put away. I don't think, probably can't see that, 4:22. I'm a little tight for time because of the picnic today. I don't think that's going to get out today. I don't think I'm going to box it up today. My priority needs to be to get 10 items and explain those to Kate, so after the picnic she can picture those and I can have something to do before midnight. I still have those models to list upstairs. Hopefully there's some good stuff in there. Let's find 10 items or more. Alright, I think I got close to 10 items here, but I've got some larger items. These tripods are interesting. I think they're floor displays. This one's pretty good condition. I don't know if that's been out on a floor, but I'm going to sell it as open box. We have some more of these camera pad things. These happen to be Canon EOS digital promotional pads. There's 3 of them there. I'll sell them most likely individually for probably $7 plus shipping or something like that. Maybe a little more if there's a collectible type situation. This one's new, but it's in ripped packaging. Canon visors. I'll probably sell those each. Again, not a high dollar item, but somebody wants a Canon visor. There's a couple of them. This tripod was a display, and it's a good, these are all good tripods. You can see where it's busted on the legs. The plastic broke out. So somebody will be able to do something either with the tripod head or tape it up and use it, whatever. On sale, it was they were trying to sell for $124, originally $180. So you can tell that these are pretty decent starter tripods. I had a question about vintage tripods. I'll let Wheeler answer that when we get to the question and answer. But tripods, you just have to look them up. Some are big money. Some vintage ones are pretty good money. Most of them are too heavy, too long, and not worth much. That's my short answer. And then another tripod. This one looks like it's mint in there, but again, open box, stickers all over the box. Just gonna sell it as open box. I don't know what I'll get for these. I mean, if I can get 75 or 100 for that one, and 30, 40 for that one, and maybe 75 for that one, I'd be pretty excited. So we'll see. Not huge money makers for us. We closed out a camera store for this stuff. We'd been working with them for a while, and it's funny, some of the stuff he just wanted to get rid of, and it turns out that's as good a stuff as the stuff he was clinging to that he had more money in. And so we had to pay up for some things, pay down for others, and that's a lot how it is when you're buying bulk from anybody. Is they have their favorite things that they don't want to get rid of. They have their favorite things that they'll get rid of, but at a high price. They'll have things that they're so-so, they know the value, and so you're going to get a good deal, but it's not going to be like super great deal. And then you've got the things they just don't care about, don't know about, want to get rid of, sell in a big box full of stuff, whatever. Same everywhere, same for every item, every type of thing like that where you're buying in bulk. Alright, mixed bag on these models. This one, I'll have to pull everything out to make sure, but this one looks, the truck looks new in there, unmade, and the Mustang Cobra Indy Pace car looks unmade in there. The Corvette, I believe, is what this was. Some kind of Corvette. No, Firebird. Firebird Trans Am looks like it's partially made, and this one may not be made, but it's got some extras in it. So, and then I found a couple other possible little Amazon goobers downstairs. So I'll go through these models and pull them all out, lay them all out. None of them are shrink wrap, so I won't sell them on Amazon. They'll all go on eBay. The ones that I put on Amazon typically are the shrink wrapped ones, unless they're old enough where some older models, either they're so rare that they're still in shrink wrap, or they never have been in shrink wrap, or they're a very simple model where you can tell everything's in there 100%. Sometimes I'll put those on Amazon. Super picnic is over. Oh man, hot, and lots of bugs down there. I think they have lots of picnics down there, so the bugs know where you're at. Okay, so I decided to lot these three cars up. On closer inspection, it appears to me like they've been partially built, all of them, and or parts removed from the tree a little bit too much. So it's hard to tell if all the parts are there. I'm going to sell it as one lot. I'm not sure about the airplane yet. Now typically, unless I know a model is super old or super rare, I don't pay a lot for models, and I try to buy as big a lot as possible. Anything sealed pre-1980 is pretty interesting. Pre-1970, pre-1960, all that stuff is pretty interesting. And after you look at a lot of models, I mean, there's monster models that are worth a lot. There's certain cars that sort of stick out at you. A lot of the oddballs. Sometimes, I don't know, I had a Miami Vice boat that was in shrink wrap. That thing went for $100. certain military models. You got to look them up until you feel comfortable. I've only bought wrong a couple times out of a few hundred models that I've bought, just on more or less feel and hunch. Now, before you get too excited about models, keep in mind there's a lot of repros and retreads out there too. And I have one listed right now that I have to look at a little bit closer again, because I think it's a reissue from the 90s. It was reissued in the 90s, the early 90s, and the original goes back to like the early 70s. And I think it's still worth pretty good money, but I don't think it's worth quite what I'm asking. So the original's a couple $100. The one I have is probably more like $100 or $80. And then in the 2000s and even 2010s, a lot of stuff has come in from China and other places that's they try to remake anything that is old and valuable from childhood, and they resell it as retro or whatever. It's virtually worthless except for the collector, but people still like it. Not good for resale. Alright, time to bitch a little bit more. So the search results in eBay have been different lately. So I'm trying to look up these models, and I get a search result either sold or available. I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking about signing out and signing back in, although I think I did that. It says there's like 5 results, except it only shows 1. And then you go over and you choose best match, you choose highest to lowest. Every time you do that, a different one appears. So it won't show all of them at once. It'll just show one at once. Sold, there's 3 of them. How come it only shows 1 of them? What the heck is this crap? Oh boy. So I'm trying to price this thing here. I think I bought the plane and these 3 cars for $10 for all of them. And the guy put the ejector seat in the platform there. And I can't tell for sure if all the pieces are here without spending 15 minutes getting really intimate with it. It doesn't go for a lot. I'm gonna just blow it out for very little, unfortunately. Hopefully somebody's in love with this thing, but it would help. It would help if I could tell high to low without having to jury rig this eBay search results. I don't know what they're going through over there. I'm not mad at them. I'm not down on it. It's like, come on. Are you a part of the team? Or are you part of the problem? Become part of the team. On second thought, I'm not even going to list the damn plane model. It's not worth it. I'm not going to list it for $5.99. Nobody's going to pay shipping on that is the problem. So this plane will be a lot-up plane with some other stuff down the road. I will just have to tuck it in my back pocket until I find some more stuff. Rephrase that. Not more stuff, more models, more model planes. Let's be specific here. My headphones just said, it's 9 o'clock. Well, I don't know if I'm getting a night off or if I'm getting more items to list tonight. I've been behind getting things to Kate, so sooner or later that's going to catch up with me. Let's go see what Wheeler's got to say for his day. He's on such a schedule now that who knows when he's awake or asleep these days. He's flip-flopping. Third shift man. Negative 266 plus 4. Ooh. Well, he's not here. He's up reading a story to Lizzie. And I see a few listings. Slim pickings on interviews today. Okay, Kate's working these over. She tells me that my confirmation on these are true. These have broken legs. They don't hold. That one's broken. We kind of knew that. And then hopefully that one's not. That's probably the cheapest of the 3. Kate's going to take pictures of them, and we'll see if we can still sell them out. Being that they're expensive to start with, if I wanted a nicer price tripod, a couple $100 tripod, but I wanted to pay 20 bucks for it and I didn't need to carry it around, you can extend those things, basically glue or duct tape the legs in place. There it is, a usable tripod. If those things break that easy, then I'm not that impressed. You know, I had this tripod that I use on here. Originally I had one of these GorillaPod things. They're like $100, and the leg broke off the damn thing in like a week, and then I used it like this with 2 of the 3 legs and just hung on to it. Now I've got a new one that I don't really use the tripod, I just use it as a handle. So I think all these tripods are crap. They don't make them like they used to. Okay, not much going on around the shop. Pick while list often. Tomorrow's Friday. Maybe a rummage sale, maybe some picking, maybe I'll just sleep in. It's my last day before school starts, my last weekday. Pick while list often, dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer production.